Yo, what is up guys, and welcome to this InfernoKun, back with The Walking Dead, the final season. Hope you guys are having a great Walking Dead trailer day. It was a pretty awesome trailer, man. Really like it a lot, and because of that, I have some spicy breakdowns for you guys. So go ahead and play the trailer, and then stop it, talk about it, things like that. So let's go ahead and go.
Lee,
It's okay.
no.
It's okay. Don't be afraid. I'll miss you.
Okay, so I know that kind of hit you right in the feels at the beginning there. Bit of a dick move for Telltale, but hey, it starts off with Clementine pretty much shooting Lee, or the scene where of course Lee is dying and Clementine has the option to shoot him or not shoot him. And you can go ahead and see that it kind of still haunts Clementine. Of course, you know, he was a great guy. Clementine thought he was a great guy, and of course he died for her. So it's obvious that it still haunts Clementine to this day, and it pretty much shows that, hey, Clementine is now in Lee's shoes protecting AJ, so she wants to do the same for him that Lee did for her for the most part. So of course, hopefully it takes into account that, you know, people shot Lee or did not shoot him, but hopefully that actually comes up in dialogue for different people who chose to not do it or to do it. But of course Clementine does mention it. But of course Clementine does mention it later, so it is a big talking point.
Lee. His name was Lee.
I can't imagine what that must have been like. People leave, they die, there's less of us all around.
Okay, so here we have, of course, what I mentioned about her talking about it later. Marlon actually sympathizing with Clementine about the death of Lee. Obviously, Marlon, of course, being over the boarding school, he probably has seen some deaths that happened. He probably experienced death of his own, and, you know, he's sympathizing from a point of understanding, I guess, because it still haunts Clementine, her telling the story to these people who she just met for the most part, which is very, very, very cool. So we'll see about that, how Marlon actually, you know, handles that, and seeing how he looks at Clementine, knowing that she lost somebody very, very, very important to her. But other than that, we do have Violet, man, which is a big point here. Violet actually giving some flowers to Ten while he's looking at the graves here. Now, for the most part, people have been thinking that Violet was going to be as cold and dark as Jane is. You know, Jane or Molly, how, you know, cold Jane was and not caring. But here it shows that she is giving flowers to Ten, showing empathy for a situation that is not good for Ten. She cares about Ten enough to go ahead and give him flowers. Jane would have just, you know, been like, suck it up, you know, they're gone, deal with it. But Violet over here, of course she's young, so she's over here sympathizing with whoever was lost here, who was probably important to Ten, but it could just be that they were also important to her as well. But what I'm seeing here is that Violet is actually sympathizing with Ten here, giving him flowers to go ahead and comfort him, showing that she actually does care about people. So that's definitely really good that, you know, Violet has her own personality and isn't just going to be another Jane / Molly clone. She actually cares about people, okay? And then as a plus, you know, AJ walks up, you know, he does that. Not sure if that AJ will see that and that will add on to his thought process about how the boarding school is, saying like, hey, Violet gave some flowers to Ten, she's awesome, the boarding school is cool, right? So that's what I think about that.
It's hard to survive too long these days without being a bit troubled.
We gonna do it? We're doing it.
Okay, so a little small point here. Marlon says it's hard to survive this long without being troubled, which is a pretty, you know, accurate statement. The apocalypse have been going on for years now, and people who have survived have probably learned to get a lot harder, or have pretty much been, you know, troubled, you know. Looking at people like Sarah, she was pretty troubled in a way that she wasn't really prepared for the apocalypse, so she was troubled in that way. Looking at Clementine, you can say she's troubled too. She's had a lot of death surrounding her, but she has learned to overcome that and become a harder person because of it. Of course, we have characters who are troubled like Ten, who might not have coped with it very well, and you can see that, you know, throughout some of the characters here. But for the most part, you can go ahead and say that, hey, most people are troubled and it depends on how they deal with it. That's what I'm getting from that. So that's definitely really, really cool.
Welcome to Erickson's boarding school for troubled youth. It's our little kingdom. Kids are safe here. We make sure of it.
Okay, so the boarding school, of course, is called Erickson's boarding school. Okay, so we knew about that. I didn't actually tell you guys about that, but it was in the Walking Dead Road to Survival mobile game. It said the name of it. So a little small fact there. But, of course, he says for troubled youth. And usually what troubled youth means is that the bad kids were sent there, or some kids who have other troubles in their lives, But ignore that, because this is the apocalypse, Some parent in the apocalypse didn't just say, hey, you're going to the boarding school because you're a bad child. No, okay? That was the past time. This is the current time now, okay? Conveniently, it's a boarding school for troubled kids. And of course, these kids might have some troubles, okay? So we can see that there. It's a bit different. Don't take the whole pre-apocalypse outlook on that. Take it to the post-apocalyptic time to view that, okay? So he says that this is their kingdom, and you can see how freely they run across. You see 10, you see Violet up on the wall. Just no discipline, okay? It's very free, okay? You don't see guards running around or anything. They do what they want, okay? And that can be good or bad. That kind of shows you that, hey, they're kids. They aren't as strict as some adult guards would be, and that could lead to a downfall of the boarding school. Very, very cool thing to look at right there. But he says the kids are safe here, sounding very, very, very confident, and I'll get to that later. So let's keep on going on.
I'm Clementine. Yeah, I know. Your kid won't stop talking about you.
Okay, so Clem introduces herself to Violet, and man, does she have a pretty sassy response and look, okay? She has her hands crossed. She doesn't seem too interested. She's like, yeah, I know. She sounded very sassy about it. So, of course, we do know Violet is a sassy character. She will be like that. She isn't a people person from what Telltale said, okay? She's not, a people person, okay? We know that. But we do know AJ talked to the boarding school about Clementine, described her and stuff like that. So that could be pretty cool little interaction there between what AJ thinks about Clementine and what Clementine does. Because what if Clementine does some bad things and then AJ's like, hey, Clementine did this, and they're like, really? That she did? So that could be a really cool, interesting dynamic there. So let's keep on going on.
Does he know what that is?
Yes.
So small scene here between Lewis and AJ, actually showing that AJ can handle a gun over here, spinning and loading the gun up. That is pretty awesome right there. And Clementine informs Lewis that, hey, he knows what he's doing, okay? I taught him. So that's pretty cool.
We all had to grow up fast. But you're safe now. And so's your friend.
Okay, so here we go again. Marlon sounding very, very confident that his community is so safe, so damn safe, that they go ahead and, laugh, have fun. They don't have any guards posted up. They're like, hey, my community is safe. I'm going to protect them because I'm Marlon, okay? So that's pretty much what I gathered from that for the most part. Could lead to the downfall, like I said, but we'll go ahead and keep on going.
Hey, over here!
Clem, look. Someone sabotaged this.
Marlon! We got walkers on the fence!
Monsters.
Okay, so a lot to go on here for the most part. We do have Violet actually saying that, they sabotaged whatever this is. We see a rope here, and we see a walker hanging with a branch through its mouth. They sabotaged it. Now, judging from what I can see, this looks like a rabbit trap, I guess, because obviously when a rabbit, walks on a rope, I guess it would trigger it, hang the rabbit, and that could be it. But judging by what happens here, a walker might have gotten led into it, and instead it hung the walker, and they went ahead and stuck a branch through its mouth, killing it. Could be possibly a sign from a different community being like, hey, we're watching you. That could be it. So I'm wondering if that's the case here. And we do see scenes like, 10 being very, very scared, holding a knife as well. Clementine walking around the boarding school, very, very ominous and spooky. And then we have this guy over here yelling out that there's walkers coming in, and then I'm wondering if that could be why the boarding school falls. Are they being led here, or is this just a single walker attack?
Everyone's counting on me to step up. I can't let another kid die.
We're not gonna let that happen. I promise.
I just keep thinking that things might have ended differently if I was there.
Okay, so here we have a bunch of events going on. We have pretty much things that happen around the boarding school, and then we have Marlon over here displaying care for the boarding school, saying that he can't let another kid die, which kind of means that one or multiple kids have already died under Marlon's care for the most part, and it's weighing hard on him. The emotion in his voice shows it, and he does not want it to happen anymore. But of course, our player character, Clementine, is going to make sure it doesn't happen, so hopefully that's the case here. But here we have Violet being more empathetic, man. She's very empathetic, quite a lot, but she seems kind of sassy about it sometimes. But for the most part, she said that things might have been different if she was there. So maybe something bad happened that caused, you know, something bad to occur due to the fact that she wasn't there to stop it. So maybe a major event, maybe somebody died, she might have gotten split up, or maybe something like that. But that's what I think about that. Violet might have, it might be eating away at her because somebody died for the most part. So glad to see her actually being very caring, definitely adding more depth to Violet's character.
Everybody dies. It's not really up to us anymore.
Okay, I know I stopped it before the great part, but you know, I'm gonna go ahead and save that for afterwards. But for the most part, we have a little walker trap here that actually has a log that comes and smash the walker's head. Pretty darn cool for the most part. So is that a boarding school trap, or is that a different group trap? Not sure. But we also have a pretty ominous looking shot, a great shot of Marlon that shows him standing in the very dark sky. Looks very, very awesome, as if he has had enough, or as if he was like painted to be the bad guy or something like that. But let's go ahead and go on to the next part.
You don't understand. I'm trying to protect you!
The first person who taught me about survival was Lee.
What'd he teach you?
How to say goodbye.
Okay, that's all to the trailer, man. We have Marlon over here screaming in the best, you know, it just sounds so genuine that he's trying to protect someone. And he says that you don't understand, meaning that somebody could be misunderstanding his intentions. So what could be the case here is that Marlon thinks he's actually helping everybody, but he is not, and he could actually be the bad guy in all this. Maybe he's the reason why some kids died, and he just wants to, you know, try to do better and wants to keep on trying. And, you know, that's why he screams that, hey, I'm trying to protect you. That could be what's going on here. I'm not sure. That's just my guess. But we do have some more shots of Clementine and Violet running away with supplies in their hands away from walkers. So this could actually be some other building, or it could actually be the boarding school. Like, what if Clem and Violet were like, hey, yo, fuck Marlon. He's not what I thought he was. I'm out. I'm taking supplies and leaving. I hope that isn't the case. That would be very much like the Andy St. John problem there, you know, the whole St. John Dairy problem, where they were, you know, all cool and dandy, but then they had some deep, dark secret. That would be too similar to that for the most part. So I hope that isn't the case there, because we do have Clementine actually searching around in the boarding school and in basements, and in one part where she's actually banging on the top hatch. That could be what happened. She finds something that she wasn't supposed to, and that could be it. So hopefully that isn't the case. Hopefully there is some difference to it. Hopefully there is some kind of other group to it. That'd be pretty awesome. So what do you guys think about my breakdown here for the most part? Looking pretty awesome, looking pretty exciting. But yeah, my voice might sound a little bit different, but if you guys did enjoy, go ahead and leave me a thumbs up and subscribe for more Walking Dead content on the channel. Post down below what you think is going on in this trailer, because it is a good one. But remember, The Walking Dead, the final season, episode 1, Done Running, is coming out on August the 14th. We're almost there, my guys. We're almost there. So, anyways, thank you guys for watching. I'm out.